Hey everybody, welcome back to the Central Texas High School Football Huddle. I'm your host, Chris Daly, and each week I bring you news and information and some cool interviews about Central Texas football. As always, the Centex Huddle is brought to you by Fat Cow Jerky. Also, Corey Pack State Farm Insurance and Grit Football Camps. More about them later. We have a great show for you today. Some great scores from the previous week, an interview from the Austin Westlake Chaparrals head coach, and a conversation with Lone Star Gridiron Steve Thomas about some great games in and around Central Texas. The Centex Huddle is brought to you by Fat Cow Jerky. Unlike some other jerky brands, they craft their beef jerky with 100% beef, and you can taste it. They use the lean cuts of meat, slice them into strips, and then marinate with select ingredients and a unique blend of herbs and spices that make for an incredible flavor. And talk about flavor, these guys have it. When you open a bag of Fat Cow Jerky, you get a taste of American ingenuity, perfected recipes, and a passion for making the ultimate flavored meat snacks. Fat Cow Jerky is a small business with a big heart and a love for high-quality, delicious snacks. Fat Cow Jerky is utterly perfect. Find your next favorite flavor at fatcowjerky.com. We're also brought to you by State Farm agent Corey Pack. State Farm agent Corey Pack is a proud supporter of Texas high school football and the Central Texas High School Football Huddle. For insurance on all the things that matter, you can count on Corey Pack from State Farm. I've known Corey for several years now, and I tell you, there is nobody better to handle your insurance needs. You can call or text him to receive a quote, 512-268-7225, or go online to CoreyPack.com to connect with him. And as they say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, let's start off with the scores from Central Texas area. Belton knocked off Pflugerville 28-7. Buda Johnson continues to do well. They took care of Anderson 38-21. Burnett eked by Early 49-48. Cedar Park took care of Eastview 59-17. College Station looking solid again, 59-10 over Leander. College Station A&M Consolidated took care of Georgetown, 45-34. Dripping Springs, this team continues to amaze me and delight me. Dripping Spring took care of Bowie, 55-7, so they just keep winning. Eagle Pass knocked off San Marcos, 39-31. The Billies from Fredericksburg took care of Marble Falls, 23-0. Geronimo Navarro, trying to get things back on track, took care of Giddings, 28-7. Waco Hewitt Midway, 48. Hutto, 37. Gerald Down Taylor, 26-20. Johnson City took care of Rogers, 23-20. Lago Vista looking solid against Smithville, 35-8. Liberty Hill took it to Kerrville-Tivy, 63-6. Llano knocked off San Antonio Cole, 59-0. Lockhart looking great still, 56-21 over Cedar Creek. Mason down Ballinger 55-0. San Antonio Piper getting the win against Bastrop 30-21. Austin Westlake knocked off Lake Travis, and we're going to have an interview with Steve Thomas to talk about that game, plus his conversation with the head coach. Wimberley knocked off Lampasas 38-28. Cibolo Steel continues to roll 48-7 over Fort Bend Christian. And Floresville looking good over San Antonio Memorial, 49-19. San Antonio South Side, 33. Castroville Medina Valley, 21. Bernie knocked off Salado, 41-7. Brownwood over Waco Connolly, 52-21. Canyon Lake scores 20 in their victory over San Antonio East Central, 10 points for them. Lavernia knocked off Sinton 28-27, a very good game. Midlothian Heritage 41 blanked Joshua. The Owls scored 0. Stephenville in a barn burner took it to Wichita Falls Rider 43-42, and Cameron Yo continues their offensive power outscoring Lorena 48-44. We also want to thank Grit Football Camps. They provide the opportunity for campers to interact with recruiters, athletic directors, and professional scouts to expand their chances to attend college. In fact, that is the point of Grit Football Camps, is to get their attendees enrolled in college. Whatever level their skills match, they've got ways and connections to help your student athlete make it to college. This camp is dedicated to expanding student athletes' recruitment knowledge and developing leadership skills. Campers will learn how to build relationships with recruiters and prepare for a life on and off the football field. Their camp will call upon the student athletes from area schools to connect them with college recruiters, athletic directors, professional coaches, and scouts that are willing to mentor each student to be successful in college and beyond. Grit football camps are held all around the country. You can check them out at gritfootballcamp.com. All right, joining me is Steve Thomas. Steve, how are you doing today?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Well, the game you covered, the Battle of the Lakes, was Austin Westlake versus Austin Lake Travis, and you did a great write-up on it. Tell me about, and tell the fans about it who may not have read this story, about what happened there.
Thank you. Yeah, the way it started out, Lake Travis looked like they were motivated, and for Westlake, there's definitely some rust that they were having to overcome. I had seen them at the beginning of the year when they played Fort Bend Ridgepoint. There are some of the same issues. There's a lot of penalties, a lot of mental mistakes for Westlake that Lake Travis was able to take advantage of. But talking to Tony Salazar, he was saying at halftime he really got onto his team. Some of his players were also getting on each other, saying like, hey, "This is not standard. This isn't how we play."
Right, and so talk about the turnaround, how things changed.
Well, at the beginning of the first half, it looked like it might have become even more of a disaster for Westlake. They had that fumble on the snap that Lake Travis recovered deep in Westlake territory. Westlake's defense rallied and held Lake Travis to a field goal, and then I think it was the next drive, they forced a fumble and got a touchdown to take their first lead of the night. From there, their defense forced another turnover where the linebacker, I think, just like ripped the ball away from the running back for Lake Travis, and they were able to score on that drive, add to their lead, and then they had their running back, Jackson Kaiser, break free for like a 40-yard touchdown run to really cement the lead.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, they got one more to just completely ice it. I think actually Kaiser's long touchdown run was when they went up 21-13, and when he broke free for that, the entire home side of the Westlake Stadium just went nuts.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I want to cut to your interview with Coach Tony Salazar, and then when we come back, we will talk about games from this week.
Coach, congrats. Like you said, it wasn't pretty, but you won. What were some of the adjustments you made at halftime?
Thanks, really appreciate it.
Great job.
Hey, baby. Just play smart. That was it. Get off the field on third down. I think their first drive of the game, they converted 3 third downs. That's not our standard. We want to get off the field on third down, and so I think we did that. Obviously, the turnovers, the fourth down stop. Just digging. I mean, heck, they're driving the football on us, and we make a play on the opposite 20 inside the red zone on 4th and 1, and that's just love and passion for one another in the great game of football. And that ain't a scheme. That's not me drawing up some magical play. That's our kids, all right, whipping tail, and I'm so happy for them. They came out on top.
What were you telling your guys at halftime?
Can't say it all here. Can't say it in the paper what I said, but in a roundabout way, we just said, obviously, we played about as bad as we could play that first half, and we're down by 3 points. And we were hitting the ball. and we knew that we were going to come out here and have a better second half.
What was the conversation, like the attitude among your guys at halftime too? Like, how are they trying to rally each other?
They answered the bell. I mean, they clearly knew that's. I don't have to fool these guys. I can be honest with our football team. They're mature enough champions to understand what is good and what is bad, and they understood that first half was bad. And obviously, we all took the accountability, we all took the blame, and we turned the page and came out and finished the second half.
Obviously, had some trouble with penalties. What things are you looking to clean up forward?
Just playing smart, just playing between the whistles, and you get some of that in a rivalry game where the kids want to work and play so hard and want the best result they can get every play, and it's just it's tough, and obviously you got to harness that. Sometimes they get you, sometimes you get them, and you got to be able to have discipline and to not fight back. Second guy always gets called, and it happened to us tonight a couple times, and we got nobody to blame but ourselves. So we'll get that cleaned up, and we'll come out and hopefully play a better game next week.
TJ Shanahan went down for a player. Is he doing all right, though?
He's fine. And what he did was rallied our football team. I mean, the guy's almost in tears because his leg hurt so much, and he refused to come out of the football game. And right there, that right there told the rest of our football team that if he's not going to quit on us, he's got down there on the ground with one bad knee. I mean, it spoke volumes to the rest of the team. And the rest of the guys weren't going to let TJ down. And then obviously when he came back in the lineup, that really was a big boost to us to kind of finish in the fourth quarter.
Then what can you say about Jack Kaiser's performance tonight?
Jack's the man. I mean, he's just, he's our go-getter. He is one of the most talented runners with vision. Obviously, he has the ability to cut, unlike any I've seen in a while. Just tremendous football player that wants the ball in big-time plays, big-time situations. And we obviously are going to do everything that we can to get him the football. And heck, there's so many people that played well tonight. 14 made some big-time plays. Obviously the last throw there, the dagger, I mean, it's wide open. That's hard to throw when it's wide open. And he put it on him, and he ran the ball for a big first down there in the fourth quarter. So so many guys played well. And obviously the defense, the time of turnovers were big.
Thanks,
All right, you got it.
All right, very, very good stuff. Thank you for being there. Thank you for that interview. But let's talk about this week. Where are you going?
This week I'm going to be going to Maynard for their game against Leander Vandegrift. Yeah, Maynard's unbeaten, I believe, and Vandegrift is 3-1. I mean, Maynard's played some quality competition. They beat Austin LBJ, beat Cornerstone Christian out of San Antonio. They opened up their district play, the first district game back to the 6A school against Round Rock McNeil 2 weeks ago, and just absolutely mopped the floor with McNeil. They've got a sibling pair. Their quarterback, Quentin Joyner, and his brother, the running back, Quintalon Joyner, who are like the stars of their offense. And they had a really good year last year, and they seem to be doing just fine moving up to 6A. And
nice.
Vandegrift, I mean, what Drew Sanders has done for that program, it's absolutely amazing. Every year they're in contention for a district title, and this year is no exception. They had a heartbreaking loss in week 1 to Dripping Springs on a last-second field goal, but ever since then, that lit a fire under them. And 2 weeks ago, they opened up district play. Had a little bit of a close call at the beginning with Stony Point, but then they pulled away in that one. Got some real weapons. Braden Buchanan, you got another quality quarterback in the Vandegrift lineup. Then they also got a receiver, Miles Coleman, who's always a deep threat. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it could go a long way in determining the district championship.
Definitely. Well, what other games in the area do you think warrant paying attention to?
One that caught my eye, might be a little bit under the radar, is Leander Glen and Leander Hyde. Both schools are 3-1. I believe it's Glen, I believe, is 1-0 in their district, and Leander is 0-1. Leander's district loss was to College Station, who's considered to be one of the favorites, along with College Station A&M Consolidated. But Yeah, Glenn's another team that they were 5A D2 last year. They've moved up into what is traditionally a brutal district. They're with the likes of Cedar Park. This is how realignment worked out. They had the College Station schools coming in this year. Georgetown Eastview also moved up. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see that it seems like whenever two Leander schools get together, there's always some fireworks or some intrigue there.
Nice. Any other ones stand out?
Oh, yeah. In the same district, 25-6A is the game I'm covering. There's Round Rock High and Stony Point, which Round Rock is 4-0 and probably always going to be a district contender. At Stony Point this year, they had that setback against Vandergrift in week 1. They've got some real weapons. They've got this running back, Cameron Cook, who, good luck shutting him down. You're going Drew Sanders after Vandergrift Stony Point last year. You're saying that you don't shut him down, you just contain him.
Right.
And also out of that district, Cedar Park will be going to A&M Consolidated. Cedar Park got off to a rough start. They played a brutal non-district schedule. They put 3 schools out of 25-6A. Cedar Ridge, Vandergrift, and Round Rock. So it's a brutal slate. And then last week they got their first win of the season, their district opener against Eastview. So they've got another big test coming up on the road in College Station at Consol. I think it'll be a good barometer to determine if they're in position to turn this season around and still make a playoff run. One other one that caught my attention was Lockhart and Veterans Memorial.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, both teams are either 3-1 or 4-1. And Lockhart, they've struggled the past 2 years, so to see them off to a 4-1 start this year, 1-0 in district, there's real potential for a promising season. One final one, too, was Pflugerville Weiss at Temple. Weiss is another school that, because of the growth of the Austin area, made the move up to 6A.
Right.
And because of how realignment worked with Killeen and Belton opening new schools and a bunch of schools that they're moving down, they're in the district with like Waco Midway, Harker Heights, Bryan, Temple, Hutto, and Copper's Cove. They'll be at Temple, and Weiss had a heartbreaking loss in their district opener at Harker Heights last week. And Temple, they played a strong non-district schedule with like the McKinney and Arlington Martin. It'll be interesting to see what kind of comes out of that one, because they could be definitely looking at 2 playoff teams there. Right on. Well, Steve Thomas, gosh, I want to thank you for sitting in and sharing some Central Texas high school football. And, of course, have a great time at the game. We look forward to the story. Thank you very much. Yeah, look forward to seeing you that and talking with you soon.
You're listening to the Lone Star Gridiron Sports Network.
Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you so much for supporting Central Texas football. I also have to thank our sponsors, Fat Cow Beef Jerky, Grit Football Camps, and, of course, Corey Pack State Farm Insurance. Please go out and support these companies, or at least reach out to them and thank them for bringing you the Central Texas High School Football Huddle. I'm your host, Chris Daly, reminding you, get out there and enjoy some football.